me, Shalina, with a special edition of Tuesday Talks. As you can see, I have a guest. This is Coach Henry. So, for you who know me personally, I used to run track at Michigan. That was many, many, many moons ago. And today I'm here with my favorite track coach, Coach James Henry, who recently retired from U of M. We're also sad about that, but he deserves a retirement. So now he's doing something new and exciting. And so that's why I asked him to come join me for Tuesday Talks. So as you know, I think it's important to keep yourself in shape, but I don't know if you're aware that a lot of research talks about how flexibility is really important to longevity. And Coach Henry here has a great stretching program. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I do stretches as a coach. I've been doing that for 42 years. And the success of my program was based on flexibility and stretching. So that's very important. Mobility, movement is important. And I do what's called active isolated stretching. It was started by Aaron Mattis in Sarasota, Florida. And I've been using it for over 25 years. And it's been very successful to my program. And now it's being successful as I use it to work with people personally.
Yes, okay. So I have to tell you, I was always pretty flexible because I was a dancer before I was an athlete. But once I came to Michigan and was, I guess, on the, I don't want to say the A squad, but where everybody didn't always get stretched. So the less flexible you were, the more you needed to be stretched, and it kind of just depended on where you were in your development. And of course, the A team always got stretched because more often. But one thing I will say is Coach Henry, his stretching is like nothing we'd ever experienced, and he stretched every little thing, including our toes. And I remember so clearly the first time I had my toes stretched, once I got in the shower, my feet were burning because you don't realize that there's, how would you explain it? Is it because
muscles and nerves in your feet and the joints of your toes that you don't move, especially with shoes on, and then they'll just clamor up. So once you get to loosen them up, then the blood will flow, and that's where the burning was coming from.
Yeah, and you're surprised, like you might even have it where it's, basically, you might break the skin. Not that you were breaking the skin,
sometimes
but
you
yeah,
do. Yes.
You're breaking the skin because it's been kind of fused together and shouldn't be. So anyway, I always enjoy stretching. It's so great. If you've not had the opportunity to have someone stretch you, I highly recommend it. And there's so much that you can do for yourself, right? So Coach Henry, tell us about the name of your business and what you're doing now that you're
Well, the name of my business is Coach You Fit 22. It's because I started it in 22, and I want you to be able to coach yourself, and I can coach you. And it's active isolated stretching. I do it both ways. Either I stretch people individually, or I do online stretching one-on-one, or I do online stretching as a group, where we work from every muscles from head to toe. We have 10 sessions, and we work on stretching the muscles. Then we work on strengthening the muscles, because sometimes people work on getting strong, and the stronger they get, the tighter the muscles get, and the minimal flexibility and movement you get, and they think that's the correct thing. So you need to do the opposite. You need to stretch more, which I show people how to stretch, and then I give them a session on how you strengthen those muscles that we just stretched.
Okay, I like it. So what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to do our neck stretches. I am going to stretch Shalina first as a person to stretch. I don't recommend that you let someone get behind you and start stretching on your neck or stretching any major joint unless they're experienced at it. And the biggest difference with my form of stretching is it's active, and many times stretches are static, where you just hold your leg up until you can't take it anymore, or hold it for 10 to 15 seconds. This way we stretch one side while we're strengthening the other side. And we actively do it, and we isolate a muscle. So we're going to do the neck stretch, and then I'm going to show you how you can do the neck stretch. Okay?
Yes, right. And to reiterate, not only have you had 40 years of coaching, and you are an athlete yourself, but also you are trained in this method.
Yes.
And so that's why, especially with sensitive areas like the neck, Yes.
Especially the neck, and even the smaller muscles of the toes. Someone can break your toes if they don't know what they're doing. Not only breaking the skin of your toes, the web in between the toes, but they can break the knuckles on your toes if they don't know what they're doing. So don't let someone without experience know what they're doing. Now you could stretch your toes yourself, and you know your pain tolerance, so you're not going to break your toes,
right,
or you're not going to break a muscle, especially the neck muscle. Sometimes you can pull the tendons in your neck if someone else is doing it. You will know how far to go before you say that's enough. So we'll do the neck stretch first.
Okay, sounds good.
So you grab your chair, you come on over in front of me. She's going to sit in front of me, and I'm going to stretch her. So this is normally how it's done. The person will sit in front of me here, and then I will tell them to move their neck or whatever muscle I'm stretching in the direction that I want them to stretch. And then the second thing I want to make sure is that they are using their muscles to move, and you're holding it for a second plus, nearly 2 seconds, and then you also bring it back to rest. So you stretch one side, you strengthen one side, and then you repeat that 6-8 times, and there's different angle changes that will happen to get different parts of your neck. So the one that helps the shoulders right in here, that's the muscle that we're going to stretch. So she's going to turn her head, lean her ear towards your shoulder, and then I'm just going to put it further up. Then she's going to come up, and she's going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat that about 4 times, just for the sake of time, so we don't have to do it too much, and it'll be too long. So now we'll do the other side. So she's using her muscles to stretch, and I'm using the hands to assist her in that stretch. And we're stretching this side of the muscle, my right side, and we're strengthening the left side. So that is just stretching the muscles in here. So now if I can turn her head one way, and the front part of her neck would be stretched in that way, and that is very tight.
It is.
Turn to the left and pull in that direction. Turn the head left and then pull here, and then we'll do the same thing. Turn the head right and we'll pull there. Now the right side, the left side is much tighter than the right side. So I've just changed the angle by twisting and then getting the back side of her neck and strengthening the front side. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn this way, and then we're going to stretch the front side of her neck, and then back to straight. Turn, stretch the front side of her neck, back to straight. Turn, stretch the front side of the right of her neck, back to straight, and one more. Turn and stretch the front side of the right side of her neck. Now we're going to turn the other way and stretch the front side of the left side of her neck, and we're going to back to straight. She's going to turn first, then I'm going to pull her head, her ear behind her head, and her ear towards the back of the right shoulder, and we're going to do it one more time. Turn and here. So now we stretched her neck this way, the front part of her neck, and the back part of her neck on both sides, okay? Now that can also be done with experience where you turn it a lot further and do that same thing, but we're not going to go that far because it's my first time doing it for her in many years since we stretched. So now we're just going to turn. Now she's going to just turn to the right and turn to the left. Now she's using her muscles to turn to the right. Use your muscles, and I help her while she continues using her muscles. Turn the next way. So you see how I'm slowly giving her assistance, and she's using her muscles to stretch. I'm slowly giving her assistance as she's using her muscles to stretch. One more on each side, turn. And the other side, turn. So now we're working on the swivel of her neck. First we're working on side to side, then we'll work on the swivel. So now we're going to work on the front part and just the back part. She's going to tuck her chin in like she smells something nasty, and she's going to pull her head down. That gets the middle part of her neck. Tuck your chin in and then pull down. Tuck your chin in and pull down. And one more. Tuck your chin in and pull down. Okay? That gets the middle part of the back of her neck where she just drops her neck. Now she's going to pull her chin in, and she's going to pull her head pull her chin up or her head back. Pull your chin in, pull your head back. And you got to be very careful here because you're working with the spine and you don't want to be too aggressive with doing this. So I don't recommend anyone doing this kind of stretch, okay? So you've done the front part of your neck, the back part of your neck, the side front, and the side back. Now there's other angles that can be done there. There's other angles that can be done there. So now we're going to go where you're just going to bring your ear here. We did this already, didn't we? Mm-hmm. So we've done this one, and we turned, went front and with back, and we turned here, front and back. Now there's a lot more stretches out of angle, as one would call it, because when you're straight up, you're within angle. And as we age, our head drop, our chin drop, and then we get a curve in our spine. So if I told her to lean her head, lean your chin down and lean forward, then I could stretch her neck from a different angle.
That's great.
Okay? That's from a different angle. Now if I told her to bring her chin in and bring her head back, then I stretch from even a different angle. So there's so many different angles that you stretch from the neck. The same thing over here. We could turn here and then go straight down. Okay? Turn and straight down. And the other side, we turn and straight down. And you turn and straight down. Now by turning and going straight down, we're getting this part of the neck, the flexion part, and turning here on the right side, we're getting the flexion part, okay? Now, if you turn here and lean forward, that is stretching a different muscle joint or muscle area, and the same with on this side. But if you also turn and come back, that's getting a different part of the muscle. Turn and come back. Not lean back, just turn straight back. Turn, relax it, and you're going that way. Okay? And then we do the same on this side here. Turn and come back. And one more here. Turn and come back. Now those same motions can be done when she's out of plane forward and she's out of plane backwards. So there's a many stretching angles that our body goes through, but we don't go through that when we're stretching. Right. So those are just the basic stretches that I do when I personally work with someone. Now, during my class, my Zoom class, people do these stretches themselves. So that's the next thing that we're going to do. So I'm going to step behind the camera, still give instructions to her, then she will physically do the stretches herself, and then you'll be able to see how it's done when they do the stretches themselves, okay?
Okay.
All right, lean forward, you slide back, and you just go to the same side that I go to when you're stretching, okay? So you take your hand here, there you go, and you pull down here and back to straight, and pull down, and back to straight, and pull down, back to straight, and pull down, and back to straight. Now we do the other side. Use your muscles, pull down, back to straight, make sure it's going straight down, back to straight, pull down, back to straight, and pull down, and back to straight.
Okay, and so to reiterate, the difference between traditional stretching, this is active stretching, we're not holding.
Right.
Each time we're probably going a little bit further.
And be a little bit more aggressive, but don't hurt yourself.
Right.
So if you only can move 10 degrees, the next time move 15 degrees or 20 degrees. But use your muscles to move in that direction. Continue to use your muscles and your hands. So you're stretching one side and you're strengthening the other side, okay? So now we're going to turn our head and take our chin and do this with it. It doesn't matter, whichever is comfortable. Okay. So it's like you're looking behind you and you're turning one way. Now try it the other way. Turn the other way. And if your eyes are, you're only going to follow, your muscles will sort of help. If you look straight behind you, the muscles is probably going to help you in that direction. Okay?
We should have measured my
your
Yeah,
mobility
thank
and
you.
lack of flexibility.
Yeah,
But
so
it'll
cool.
feel a lot better, and you'll feel the burning in your neck just like you felt the burning in your toes many, many years ago.
It feels great.
Okay, so the next stretch is tuck your chin, take both hands and pull your head down, and then come back up. Tuck your chin and pull your head down, back up. Tuck your chin and pull your head down and back up. Now tuck your chin and pull your chin up. Tuck your chin, pull your chin up. Tuck and pull up. Do one more. Tuck and pull up.
Now, should I also feel it in other, like in my...
You're going to,
okay,
because
okay.
there's going to be a negative domino effect or a positive domino effect. So if you hurt your back, then the mid part of your back's going to hurt, then your shoulder's going to hurt, then your neck's going to hurt. Or if you hurt your shoulder, your neck, your shoulder's going to hurt, the mid part of your back, and everything's going to hurt. But if it's a positive, if you start stretching your neck, your shoulder's going to start to loosen up.
Yeah.
And your chest's going to loosen up, and your back's going to loosen up. And then all that stuff. So that's the positive part of it, and that's the good part about isolated stretching. Is you can target one area, but the blood from the heart rushes to that area, and it has to go through the other areas to get to your neck.
Okay, so I just have to say, you know, part of my ministry is self-care. I'm a person who regularly gets massages, even though I haven't recently. And I have to say, I haven't been stretched in a long time. That was as good as a massage, Coach Henry. Like, I feel like
It makes a
loosened
difference.
up right away.
It makes a big difference, and it don't take much to sit in the morning and do your neck stretches.
Right.
And then there's back stretches that you can do. The back stretch is probably the most important, because that's where all the blood flows to come to your upper body, and all the blood flows to go to your lower body. So if you stretch the upper body, then those channels work a lot more, and more blood flows in those areas, and you get more movement.
Okay, can you show me really quickly one lower body?
One lower body stretch?
Yeah.
Show you from doing it from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you just sit there where you're at.
Okay.
Actually, you'll need to back up because they probably can't see much of you. I mean, just back your chair up. Well, stay there.
See.
But then you get further, you come further back so you can see me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, one stretch that you can do yourself is, don't want to knock things over, is keep yourself nice and tall.
Okay.
And grab the chair and twist your body in that direction. Good. Now do it the other way. And now do it the other way. That's stretching your spine, and you'll feel some popping going on eventually. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And stretch, stretch, stretch. Still the same motion. Use your muscles. Look around as you stretch, and use your hands to assist you. Then the next thing that you can do is knees in this position here. Grab your foot or grab your ankle and pull your head down. And then come back up and do the same thing. Pull your head down and come back up. Bring your legs out a little wider, further out. There you go. Now grab your ankles. Grab your ankles.
Let me reposition the camera so they can see.
So body like this, and grab and pull your head down. There you go. Come up.
Okay.
And grab and pull your head down and come up. Try one more. Grab, pull your head down and come up. Now 2 stretches for the back for hyperextension is bring your arms behind your head and don't let your head, take your head a little bit forward and back down.
Oh, okay.
And and here, but stay tall.
Was I hyperextending?
Huh?
Was
You
I-
were. And you're going to be
I
able
always
to do
had
that
that
later.
issue.
Right. And then try one more, pull behind you. Okay, now scoot out a little from the chair, just a little bit. Now you do the same thing, and now I want you to hyperextend. Hyperextend.
Like
There you go. Now I want you to hyperextend. But look up when you come all the way up.
Okay.
Come all the way up and look up. Now I want you to hyperextend. So now you're hyperextending your back a lot more. Pull all the way up and down, and pull all the way up and down. And then just one more stretch. You turn this way. You grab your chair here. Take this hand and reach down.
Oh, like this?
This down, straight down. There you go. Turn this way and reach down. Turn and reach down. Turn and reach down. And those are stretches just for the back and plane. Because once you get out of plane, you can do stretches from here stretches from here, stretches from there. So that's out of plane. So those are the basic stretches that everybody should do.
Okay.
So I'll show you all the stretches in my class, and it only costs $10 per class.
Great. Okay, so do you have a website? Where can someone
The
find
website is called CoachUFit22.com.
Okay, can you do me a favor and come back around on camera and tell everyone your website and where they can find you?
I am at Coach. Ooh, you better tilt it up. There I go.
There you go.
There you go. I'm at CoachUFit22.com. You can go on that site and see all the things that I do, but the most popular thing I do is group virtual stretching, where you just come online, sign up for my class. It's only $10 class, and I give 10 different stretches, but each stretch session, there's 2 or 3 different muscle groups, so there are about 30 muscle groups I stretch. I give you 30 minutes of stretching, you do it while I'm doing it, and then I give you 50 minutes of strength. So you not only want to stretch your neck, I'll show you how you can strengthen your neck as well, and all the other muscle parts.
Whew, nice. Thank you, Coach Henry. This really was great. I highly recommend the stretching, all ages and abilities, especially for those who are in middle age or older, and especially for those who are young and are at their athletic peak and want to get the best out of their body and their athletic career. Definitely contact Coach Henry.
Yes, contact me and I help you out.
Okay,
Take care.
bye.